Hi everyone, it's Amanda. It's the 26th of September. Just done another video on Doreen Virtue. So this is the second video today. I'm actually going to do the twin flames video, even though I haven't pulled it out of my my lucky dip jar, just because I'd set the intention yesterday to do a twin flame video, and obviously it didn't come up as the first choice. Metatron wanted us to look at Doreen Virtue first, but I'm going to do it because I've got some nice quiet space to do so. And to be honest, it seems as good a time as any to do it. I've sort of been waiting a little while to do a new twin flame video. The energy has been extremely volatile around the whole subject, and I've been a bit up and down with it as well myself, questioning things, which is good. It's good to question paths. But it's like now there's an inquisitiveness within me, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'd quite like to take a look at what's going on out there. So I'm using some decks of cards today that I haven't used before. The first deck is by a lady called Angela, who has a YouTube channel called Mystic Moon. This is what they look like. They don't come in a box, so I'm just showing you what the cards look like, okay? It's interesting. Top card Union, bottom card Stuck. Yeah, that sums it up, doesn't it? Anyway, her cards are great, and she's a twin flame expert, I guess. So check out her channel. She's also got some oracle cards, which I've ordered as well. No, sorry, these are the oracle cards. She's also created some tarot cards, twin flame tarot cards, so I've ordered those, and maybe I'll show you those next time. But anyway, today I'm going to use these. I'm also going to use another deck that I've been sent, which are called the Universal Oracle cards by Christina Georgieva, and they're really dinky, they're really small, but they're nice. And I said to Christina yesterday, because I sent her a thank you letter, I said what I like about them, I'll just show you the size compared to other decks. This is a normal sized deck, so they're little. These are great for traveling. I took them to Canada with me, and they take up no room in your case, and they are virtually no weight to them either. So I like using these. So yeah, these are the two I'm primarily going to use. Let's set the energy. Let's bring in Mary Magdalene. And let's bring in the Christ energy. So we've got representative of Mary Magdalene and Christ, divine feminine, divine masculine. Just a quick summary in terms of twin flame. I've said this before in other videos, but just so you know where I'm coming from with twin flame. Every time I do a twin flame video, I know sometimes it causes confusion because some people don't understand the term. Some people immediately want to know, well, who is my twin flame? Have I got one? The point is that the twin flame journey is not for everybody. Not everyone has the same spiritual paths, and that is absolutely fine. So if you're on the twin flame journey, you tend to know that you're on the twin flame journey, and it isn't a badge of honor at all. In many ways, it's extremely difficult and challenging. And having spoken to quite a few twin flames over the years, I think there's a general agreement that it's sort of like, well, you've signed up for it, but it's like, why would anybody wish to be on this path? Because it's difficult. It's difficult. So please don't watch this video and think, I need to know who's my twin flame. There are many variations of love out there, all equally valid. The twin flame journey is just another journey linked into creating a new template of love on this planet that hasn't been created before. Doesn't mean it's better, it just means it's different, okay? And some of us have signed up to try to do that. I watch only a few readers really linking into twin flame, because there's a lot that's out there which just focus the whole time on union and nothing else but union. You know, when are they coming back? When am I going to be together again with my twin flame? Because the truth is, most people who are in a twin flame relationship, and I'm going to call it connection, and I'll explain that in a moment. Most people who are in a twin flame connection, a lot of them are still in separation. I do know some that have come into union, and that's great, but I know far more that are still in separation. Separation seems to be something that characterises the twin flame relationship. Often you will have been apart for years in some cases before you come back together again. And often you will be with karmic partners, soulmates, that you are meant to be with before you come back into union with your twin flame. Those karmic relationships, soulmate relationships, are there to teach you, to help you grow, to help you refine relationship skills. And they are there for a reason. They cannot be rushed. They have to be completed in their right time and in their right way. And if union is to happen between two people who are still in karmic relationships or soulmate relationships, then those relationships first have to be completed and allowed to reach their natural conclusion. Okay, so I'm not somebody that ever advocates, you know, leaving karmic or soulmate relationships if it isn't the time to do so, or you still have lessons to learn or blessings to receive or karma to fulfill. So union happens when it's meant to, in divine timing. Not all will come back into union in this lifetime either. It's not necessarily something that twin flames like to hear, but it's the truth. There's a guy, he's an older guy, I can't remember what his channel's called. He's an older man, but he is actually in union with a lady. I think is it Golden? I think his website's got Golden his channel name's got Golden in it. Maybe you can put it in the comments below. But one thing he said recently, which I really resonated with, and he's very sort of ballsy and he says it as it is, which I like. No faffing around, you know. He said, those people that have been in separation for a long time from their twin flame, stop talking about it as a relationship, okay? That's going to trigger a lot of people. It's not a relationship. What it is a connection. It's an energetic connection. You can't be in relationship with somebody if they're physically not in your space. They may well be in your astral space, i.e. you're experiencing them in dream time. You absolutely have a connection over the ethers, soul to soul, heart to heart. You sense what each other are doing, but it's not relationship in the traditional manner and way that we have expressed it in the past. What resonates much better is that you are in a connection with them, and that really resonated with me. The other thing he said recently which resonated hugely was the fact that many people that have been in long-term separation from their twin flame, if you think about it, what you're actually trying to do is establish a new template of relationship that is going to come down into the physical reality. Now, for that to happen in the physical reality, what do we know about science and the laws of the universe and just the way that the things manifest? What we know, if we're on our spiritual path, is that anything that is to be made physical, whether it is a new job, a new house, a new hobby, a new behavior, it first starts at an energetic level, okay? You first have to have the idea before you create your business. You don't just have the idea, you have to really flesh out the idea. You have to see it, smell it, breathe it, you know, live it, dream it in, basically. Everything exists first within the energetic plane before it lands into the physical. And so many of us are at the moment still in the phase of the energetic connection, which hasn't yet come down into physical relationship. That may or may not be because there is a karmic partner or partners involved, soulmates, or it may not. So I just found that quite helpful myself. So I'm going to pull some cards now, and I'm just, to be honest, I have no idea what's going to come out with this video. I have a sense going into it that the divine feminine, and remember, divine feminine doesn't have to be the woman, it's the one who carries the more feminine energy in the connection. I have a feeling that the divine feminine is becoming much stronger. There was a video that I made, a twin flame video that I made, I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, where I talked about shape up, no, I said it wrong then as well. Shape up or ship out. Shape up or ship out. And that was an energy from 8 months ago. Well, it's come back big time. And it's almost like it's come back big time, but in a stronger way. It's as though the divine feminine is just like, yeah, I'm not playing this game anymore. It's almost like I've, you know, if it was a Monopoly board, I've gone round that Monopoly board a few times. I've been put in jail, I've paid my dues, and I'm sort of back at the start. And that start may include you, but if it doesn't and you can't get your act together, I'm still going to be playing my life. I'm going to be playing a new game. Divine masculine, my gut feel is they're stuck still. I think addictions are coming through quite strongly for the divine masculine energy. But I don't know, should we see? Let's see. Let's first pull the Mystic Moon Oracle, and I'm going to pull 4 cards for where the divine masculine energy is at this moment in time. And just as I do that with the cards, just about to shuffle them, we've got return and barrier. So there is a barrier to them returning. Let's have a look. Divine masculine energy, 26th of September 2018, calling in Mary Magdalene, the energy of Christ, and the energy of Metatron. Please give us some good guidance. Divine masculine energy. The divine masculine energy. I'm going to put them face down and then I'll turn them over with you. Divine masculine energy. 1, 2. That one came up upside down, whatever that is. 4. Let's pull the divine feminine at the same time. Divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy. The divine feminine energy. 1, 2. 3, 4. Bottom of the deck, we have the card of free will. The card of free will says a lot to me. At the end of the day, we all have free will in this lifetime. And I have always believed up to this point in time that the big events in life, you know, the children we're meant to bear, probably the partners we're meant to marry, the big events in life are sort of predestined. Somehow, some way, it's going to happen if it was part of your soul contract before you came. But how you get there and how long it takes you to get there is influenced by this energy, free will. So I'm going to put free will as the energy above all of it, okay? And it does strike me, going back to that card, that it is a masculine figure there, okay? It's almost like there's many ways. I haven't actually uncovered the other cards yet, but just from what I'm feeling here, there are different ways we could interpret this, but I'm feeling as though he's starting to realise that he actually has more control over his life than he has been led to believe up to now. That life could be anything that he made it to be. See what the other cards are for him. Divine masculine energy. Fear. Abandonment. Mute. And the divine feminine energy is upside down. Right, let's just look at this. This is the divine masculine energy. This is where he is right now. First card that came up is the card of fear. Then we've got he feels abandoned. We've got the card of muteness. And we've got the divine feminine, which is basically his counterpart. She's upside down, as in he can't yet have her. And he can't yet have her or be with her because of these three energies that are potentially blocking the path. So at the moment we're talking about twin flames in separation. Okay, let's just look at these. Fear and abandonment. Oh boy, huge compassion there. Feeling alone. I also have a feeling this is linked into childhood somehow. It reminds me of one of those chairs that you might have seen in a nursery. What's it got on it? I can't quite see because I haven't got my glasses on. It's got something red, but it just feels to me like a chair in a nursery. Abandoned. Feels as like there's big inner child issues coming up that are producing a lot of fear. Can I return? Can I reach out? Can I communicate? And these fears are rendering that person completely and utterly mute, unable to express what it is that they want, unable to express their heart's desire. Yet if we look at the card, look at all the light that is behind. It's as though they've become an observer in their life, completely unable to express what it is that they want, forgetting that they have free will. And what I'm interested in is that the card of free will is the same colour as the card of the divine feminine energy. This is ultimately, if they're a twin flame, divine masculine, this is the person that ultimately can complete them, that can help them, that can love them, that can be the other part of them. But yet they have free will here in terms of, well, are they going to take steps towards her, or are they going to stay in complete fear of being rejected and remaining abandoned? I also pick up a lot of victim energy here. There's a victim energy that's coming through with this, which is almost like poor me, you know, poor me. And I think it comes through from the divine feminine having stepped more into her power. She's more in her power. And so because they haven't stepped into their power yet, it's as though, well, you know, there's just this little me mentality. And the one thing I know about the twin flame journey is until they can get themselves out of that, then union is not going to happen. Before I look at the divine feminine cards, I'd like to say at this point that we're in a 2018 year, aren't we? An 11 year. And at the start of the 11 year, myself included, and many other twin flame readers and teachers out there, talked about the fact that this was going to be a year of reunion, Well, we still have a few months left. Maybe that is still potentially possible. Remember, I'm reading this on the 26th of September. Interesting that I've chosen the 26th, because when I asked Metatron about this a few days ago, and I said, well, hold on, wasn't the 11 year supposed to be the year of reunions? He said to me, look again at the number 11. Okay, so the number 11. The number 11 at the start of the year, we were just thinking, oh, well, of course they're apart. Of course they have to come back together. 11, they're together, they're side by side. Yet Metatron was saying, if you look again at the 11 energy, what it is also linked into, and you're probably going to roll your eyes when I say this, because it's something we don't want to hear, but the 11 energy is also linked into the removal of codependency from the twin flame energetic. And the truth is that for many on this path, particularly the divine feminine, up to this point in time, there has been a codependency upon the divine masculine energy, a neediness, if you will. But codependency runs both ways as well. So even if you're not physically in connection with somebody, it might be that they're the safe place that you go to within your mind, within your heart. When it all gets too much, you can just daydream, you can fantasize, you can imagine them coming in on the big white horse to save you, all of that. And vice versa. There is this place that twin flames go to in their mind where everything's great, you know, reunion has happened, everything is hunky-dory. But really, that whole energy is feeling quite needy. It's like, I'm needing you to do that. So the 26 energy is linked into codependency, and the 11 energy is also about actually going from this place where it's like, I need you to come and save me. You're the answer to that, which is, I love and respect you, and I want you in my life as the icing on the cake, not as, you know, holding on for dear life. Two ones standing apart, yet linked energetically, who come back with grace, with love, in the right time, in the right way, completely clear of any past residue of old relationships, be that soulmates, karmic partners, worked it out. Not perfect at all, but just clear and strong and standing in their own power. And that's what the 11 energy is about for this year. And it feels a lot of us have been making great progress towards that, particularly the divine feminine. But I do feel as though that the masculines are still struggling somewhat with that, big time. So let's have a look at where the divine feminine is now. Let's see what her cards are looking like. So we've got signs, as in angel signs, so she's seeing signs. We've got the card of the inner child, and that doesn't surprise me. It's in the same position as it would have been for the divine masculine, because they mirror each other. She has regret, and she's at a crossroads. So let's just put these up. So the divine feminine's energy is, she's at a crossroads. She's looking for signs as to where to go. Sort of backing up what I was saying earlier, which is that I've been waiting here for a while. I've been waiting at this crossroad for a while. I might have done the work. I might be ready. I'm ready. And it's like, how long am I going to stand here? How long am I going to wait? What does it say there? It says, no, it's not significant what it says actually on the signs. It's not what is significant though is that there's fog. You see the fog. She's at a crossroads. She's in fog. She's waiting for signs. But I just have this feeling that she's not going to wait for that much longer. This card of regret actually feels as though if you can't join me, if you can't come towards me soon, I'm going to be taking the signs out of the fog to the sun, and with regret, I'm going to be moving on. And again, that's not something that the twin flame community tend to like to hear, because it's like, I'm hearing people speaking back to me as I'm making this video saying, oh, but I'll wait forever. Really? Are you going to be waiting there forever? That looks quite a lonely place. That looks quite a desolate place. It looks quite a boring place, actually. This looks better. I'll tell you what, with this, there's only one direction. Look at them. They're all pointing in one direction. And they're pointing towards the sun. They're pointing towards the happiness. This place, where they've been waiting a while, there is no sun. There's nothing coming forward. And so how long are you going to wait there? I had a meeting with in Canada with this lady, as I keep talking about, who channeled the elders, and one thing that came up, I did ask about the twin flame energy, and she said to me, this is maybe going to contradict what I just said about everything has to start from energy and then becomes physical, but I'm still going to say it anyway. She talked about the fact that in this lifetime, actions speak louder than words. Actions are the most important thing. And so it's this thing about, okay, we understand that there's an energetic connection. We understand that everything first has to be created within the within that astral realm for it to come into the physical. But yet, really, we are living in a physical world. We are physical bodies. We're made of flesh and blood with needs and all the rest of it. And so therefore, if you're in a situation where no actions have come forward, for many people, maybe for many months, many years in some cases, how long, truly, how long are you going to stay at this crossroads? Okay? Actions speak louder than words. A positive action for you would be to keep walking, to keep moving, to keep living. The connection to your twin flame is never going to die. It's never going to go away. But you can still live a good life, even if they cannot get themselves out of this place, which, to be perfectly honest with you, was probably where they were at the start of this year. It's a bit depressing to still see that, but in some ways I'm not surprised to see it. I did do a reading a few months ago where there was a much more positive energy coming through. And I know that after that, there were some people that I know as well who did come into union. So it feels as though if this year has been a bit of a, I'm seeing it in terms of the elements, I'm seeing it as a pretty dark sky, you know, there's some glimmers of light, but generally it's been a bit tough going for twin flames this year. But there have been some moments of brightness, and some twin flames during those moments of real brightness and opportunity have grabbed that opportunity with both hands and run with it. But there is a bigger proportion that I'm seeing are lagging behind. And Metatron's showing it to me in terms of an army. Imagine ourselves as a twin flame army. I often talk about a spiritual army, but I'm being shown here a twin flame army. And it's as though some of the twin flames that have come back into union recently or this year have broken rank with the file, you know? It's like they were waiting maybe for the starter's gun, that, you know, it's time to reunite, it's time for a mass reunion to take place. And they're like, no, to hell with that, I'm ready. And for whatever reason, they've broken the line. But the thing is, a lot of the rest of us are sort of at the back, but we're aware that some of the others have been able to do it, okay? And so there is still opportunity for reunion to happen, for some of those who are lagging behind energetically. But I want to say, I still don't want any of us still stuck at that crossroads this time next year. How quickly has this year gone? And how many of us have just been playing a waiting game? I don't feel that's sustainable anymore going forward. I'm intrigued why we've got the card of the inner child. Okay, well, look at her. Here she is, and she's trapped in a playground. She's wanting to go and explore what's outside that playground. She is as confined as your adult divine feminine self. It's exactly the same image. She's stuck waiting. What's she waiting for? She wants you to give yourself permission to, you know, trample over those fences and go and explore the light. What's left if you do that is regret, is guilt at somehow leaving him behind. But the truth is, you can't leave him behind because his energy is part of you. Did I say at the beginning? I can't remember whether I did, but I don't believe in split souls. I don't believe that, you know, it's one soul coming back together. I believe in the sanctity of souls. So I believe that I have a soul, you have a soul, a divine feminine has a soul, a divine masculine has a soul, but they come back together and they create something beautiful, you know. But there is that soul to soul connection. You can't really ever leave him behind. He's always there within your heart. And actually, what's the truth? The truth is, if you love somebody, set them free. If you think about it from his perspective, if he is still stuck in this and he truly loves you, which he does, he doesn't want to drag you down to this level. He wants you to be free. And it could well be that his best chance of breaking free from all of this is by you breaking free from the confines that you have placed around yourself in terms of waiting for him. But you don't do it for that reason. You don't do it. You don't have the mindset that, okay, I'm going to go off and explore my life now and just see what happens and then he's going to come back. No. You make the decision, you make the choice. You think, no, I'm going off, I'm exploring. It's a big wide world. Who knows what can happen? Who knows who I may meet? If he's meant to come back, he'll come back. And if he can break free, he'll break free. And if he can't, in this lifetime, the truth is he can't. Sometimes we set things up as souls pre-incarnation and we think that would be a great idea. And then we come down here onto the earth plane and we think, why the hell did I sign up for that? I was told that by the elders in Canada. It's quite funny, really. It didn't surprise me, but they said to me something along the lines of, well, you know, you chose a life of mastery in this lifetime. And we told you it was going to be really difficult, but you weren't listening. You wanted to go down and see it, feel it, experience it. We said it was going to be hard. Well, I know that now. But with the light that's there pre-incarnation, you forget how difficult it can be down here sometimes. So don't blame a divine partner for getting stuck. They're just human like you, and they're bogged down in some stuff at the moment. We're going to see what that is. Let me just have a sip of my tea, if you wouldn't mind. Licorice and peppermint. I love licorice and fennel type taste. So I'm going to go to the other deck now, the little deck, the Universal Oracle cards. And I'm going to pull a card for the Divine Masculine. And I'm going to pull a card for the Divine Feminine. Let's just shuffle the cards. I also feel sometimes we need to give ourselves a pat on the back that we've made more progress than we think we have. Because I think if I had said what I've just said to you a year ago, there would have been a lot of upset in terms of, oh no, you know, or just upset basically. Now, I feel at peace with it. It's like, I feel the Divine Feminine is getting to a place of peace, which is that, well, if he can't, for whatever reason, move forward, that's sad. He's still with me, it's sad. But hey, life's out there, and I'm gonna carry on living it, with or without you. A great song by U2. Right, card for the Divine Masculine. Clarification on what we've got here. Okay, this one just flown out. Abundance. Right, I'll explain that in a moment. Let's pull one more. I'm feeling straight away that's linked into, you're not going to want to hear me say this, but although he's in fear and he's feeling abandoned and mute, don't remember that's to do with you and how he's feeling towards you. I'm feeling generally in life, he's having a sort of okay time. And also he's tied into material wealth. The card of abundance is what it says it is. He's tied into the material world and the trappings of the material world, and, you know, thinking that that is what's going to make me happy. Money is what's going to make me happy. Position is what's going to make me happy. My nice home is what makes me happy. All the while, those things can contribute to happiness, but they're not the core of happiness. Of course they're not. And then we've got the card of self-worth. You know, what lies, and of course this is the peacock. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because the peacock is the male bird. I've always felt that's the wrong way around. It should be the woman that's got the lovely feathers, but no, it's the man. But yeah, he doesn't see that. He doesn't see his own worth. He doesn't see his own beauty. He doesn't see what the Divine Feminine sees when she looks at him. When she looks at him, she sees his beauty. She sees she sees him. She just sees him. She sees who he really is, but he doesn't see that. So there are huge issues to do with self-worth. Also on this card it talks about pride. The Divine Masculine energy has got a lot of pride, a lot of ego, a lot of being unable to move forward towards his counterpart because of pride. Why should I be the one to make the first move? Well, if you stay in that energy for long enough, nothing will ever happen. Pride needs to be overcome. The lure of the material world needs to be overcome. Let's pull two for the Divine Feminine now. Where is she at with these cards? Let's just give them another shuffle. Where is she? Divine Feminine. Need some, hold on a minute. Don't know why I'm having to do this, but I'm just having to cleanse this energy. Where is the Divine Feminine? She's seeing the bigger picture. She's got the card of perspective, and she's about receiving. Look at this, bigger perspective. She's seeing. It's what I've said. She's seeing that there's a big wide world out there, away from this blinking post that's got her tied and tethered. She's wanting to open up to that. She's wanting to open up to what the world can offer her and receive it. She's into receiving mode. This is the card of gratitude, appreciation and acceptance. There's a feeling that she's accepted the way things are. She is appreciative of the beauty in her life, even if he's not there. She is grateful for what she has around her and within her, even if he's not there. She's able to smell the roses, even if he's not there. And she's able to buy herself her own flowers, even if he can't. Very, very different energies with the two of them. Let's have a look now at the state of the relation. No, okay, Metatron. State of the connection between them. Let's go back to the original cards. So this is the Mystic Moon deck. State of the relationship. You see, I said relationship. How stuck are we in terminology? The connection. The connection. Let's have a look at the connection. The connection between these two people. Who at the moment are feeling far apart. Have to be honest. Let's have a look at the relationship. You see what we're doing the whole time? It's bottom of the pack, return. Yeah, we know you want to return. We know you want a fresh start. We know you want recognition, but you need to purge. Those are just the 4 cards I've taken off the bottom of the deck. Okay? Return, fresh start, recognition, purge. Shuffle them again. Connection. It's the true state of the connection between these two people. Okay. 3 cards. The connection. Interesting, this, sorry, my camera died, battery died, so it's about an hour later, so I've had a little break, and I'm hearing I'm hearing that song by Take That, Relight My Fire, you know that one? You alone are my only desire, relight my fire. Da, da, da. So maybe that's good. We'll see. Maybe we can relight this fire. Who knows? What I was going to do was I was going to show you the 3 cards that represented the union, wasn't I? And I just pulled them. So I was showing you, these are them. The card of balancing the scales, a card of self-worth and a card of nostalgia. Now, I was wanting to talk about the card of balancing the scales because I had one of those moments of like real clarity this morning. I was listening to David Palmer, Leo King, and in his video today, he's talking about, he just mentioned in passing, it's like one of these little facts that came out of his mouth. It was like, actually, that's really profound, David. He was talking about Libra being obviously about balance. And he was talking about Libra is, I'm paraphrasing him now, but you know, the last sign before you go into the underworld, you know, the energies of Scorpio and transformation and all of that. So he was saying that Libra is this energy, and we're in Libran energy right now, which is to do with polarity, which is to do with dark and light, shadow and light. And I thought that was quite interesting, actually. And here now we've got the card that to me feels very Libran. Libra is the sign that is represented by the scales. And here we've got the need for balance. Now, this was pulled in relation to the relationship. So balancing the scales, literally. But look who's holding the scales. Again, it's not the divine masculine, it's the divine feminine. And she is weighing up her options. She's weighing up her options. And we've got the card of self-worth here. And to be perfectly honest, that looks like a feminine figure to me. It looks like a woman's body. And I feel as though the divine masculine, do you remember he got the card here, which was a challenging card linked into pride and ego and not having stepped into his self-worth basically yet, not having discovered it. But here, I'm reading this in a totally different way for the feminine. This is like she's found it. She's, you know, she's soaring. I just feel the feminine energy is soaring. Had enough of all this old energy of waiting and, you know, putting your life on hold. She's ready to go. She is balancing the scales and she is nostalgic. She's nostalgic. Goes with the card of regret. Okay, she's nostalgic. But it's almost as though I want to say, but I can't live in the past any longer. I can't live in the past and I can't live in a projected future that hasn't yet materialized. Instead, I am going to celebrate my own self-worth and I'm going to start living my life. That's what it feels like to me. Let's get a few more cards as I've come back to this fresh. Let's ask about, I actually want to ask about November. I'm actually going to put all of the cards back together and just because it'd be interesting if any come out that are similar. Let's put them all back in the deck, shuffle it all up again, and let's see what November looks like for twin flames, because I'm reading this in September. I don't know, I just know that November is a big month. Right. Interesting that song came through. Let's bring up the lyrics of it whilst I'm shuffling. Take that. Bear with me, guys. Take that. Relight my fire. Because the thing is, if they're not going to, somebody else will. These are the lyrics. Help me escape this feeling of insecurity. I need you so much, but I don't really think you need me. But if we all stand up in the name of love and state the case of what we're dreaming of, I got to say I only dream of you, but like a thief in the night, you took away the love that I knew. Relight my fire, your love is my only desire. Relight my fire, because I need your love. Turn back the time to the days when our love was new. Do you remember? No matter what was happening, I was there with you. But if we all stand up for what we believe, and maybe we live within our possibilities, the world will be wild for the dream. So baby, don't turn away. Listen to what I've got to say. Relight my fire. Your love is my only desire. Good song, hey? Right. November's energy. And then I need to be going. The energy of November, please, for the Twin Flame Collective. What does November bring in? I'm not going to split it in terms of male and female. It'll probably be obvious. Let's just see, what does November bring in for the twin flame collective? One more time. Okay, into piles of 3 and back again. Bottom of the deck, we've still got balancing the scales. So I'm going to draw that one out, and I'm going to pull, I think, 5 from the top. So what we've got the card of numbing. This is the divine masculine energy. Numbing the pain, cycles, potential for him to maybe break through that with the moon energy. The masculine is heavily into shadow work, having to look at his stuff, having to look at his wounds. But then we have the card of release. And then finally, we have the card of action. So, confirming what I felt. The masculine energy is in, I want to say, is in a real space. I think that for many months and years, in some cases, they have been burying their head in their sand, not wanting to maybe even accept the connection that they can't explain. And equally may well have had situations in their own life that they've been trying to just ignore. The November full moon, whenever that is, I've no idea when it is, feels as though it will be a chance to be released from that pain and difficulty. And can you see here, this card of cycles, it's actually the divine feminine. It's like she's, I almost want to say, it's like she's holding something behind her back. It's almost like she's got her fingers crossed, you know? It's almost like she's got her fingers crossed behind her back in sort of like, I'm hearing, I hope you make it. Because she knows that she can't do it for him. She knows that she can't wave a magic wand and awaken him or release him from whatever his karma is, whatever his own shadow is that's been preventing him moving forward in life. She can't stop him from trying to numb the pain, whether that be with alcohol, drugs, any form of addiction. But she is hoping. She's got her fingers crossed. And there is a feeling of expectancy. But just compare that card there to the one we had earlier, where right now she's sort of standing in the fog at the crossroads, just waiting, you know? It's almost like waiting for a bus that never comes. Boring, boring, you know? It's like life isn't meant to be on hold. Life isn't meant to be stagnant. It felt stagnant in that first image of the crossroads and the fog. Here it doesn't. I actually feel that here she's sitting waiting for magic to happen. Can it happen with him? Potentially, yes. If he is able to release himself from this heavier energy. But only he can do that. I almost want to say, do you remember the card I had earlier for the divine feminine, and she had her inner child who wanted to be let out to play? You know, she was sick of being at the crossroads as well. She wanted to get out there and live her life. Can you see here that this is like a little boy that's releasing? So it's almost as though there is a potential in November for the divine masculine to let go of their inner child wounding, which for a huge portion of them has been the reason why they've held back from stepping forward. Maybe they've had, maybe they had difficult childhoods. Maybe they had bad examples of mothering or fathering. Maybe they've never looked at that or healed that or wanted to go there, but they've had to go there. They've numbed it out, they tried that, but you know, I just feel that in an 11 year, with this prospect of spirit wanting basically these twin flames to come back into union if possible, then they've had to do the work. And this just feels like it's the boy within the man releasing all of this and just feeling finally free. And when they're finally free, they then are able to soar and to take action, but not before. That bird will not be released before they have done the work. So it's very much the divine masculine that's doing the work at the moment. The divine feminine energy just feels a lot freer, a lot healthier, a lot more at peace, a lot more accepting of what will be, because that is the truth. And let's pull another card with regard to action. 5 cards. What comes with action? Ask the Archangel Metatron. What comes with action? In an 11 year, in November. Big dreams, and the bottom of the pack, we've got the card of offer. It ends with action, the manifestation of big dreams, and an offer finally being on the table. The cup, the Ace of Cups, the offer of love. Look at this as well. The moon, the card of big dreams, and the card here of cycles. This is also a whale that's breaching. A whale that breaches by nature is changing position. A whale by nature is big and bulky and has to move and breach, okay? And it feels a bit like the, I want to say the cumbersome, heavier, slower energy of this divine masculine that finally is able to breach itself and free itself and move into the waters, and the waters are feminine. The waters is the feminine energy, and realize these big dreams and basically make the offer. Is that offer going to be for everybody? Probably not, no. I don't want to build everybody's hopes up, but it is there for some. It is there for some. And it feels as though it's just the next wave that comes into union. Very much like I said to you, I'm aware that some have come into union already this year, but a lot are still lagging behind. Remember Metatron was talking about that army, you know, that like the gaggle of army at the back where, you know, they still haven't got it. But the next wave is coming forward, having been buoyed on by the ones who went for it first. So that's good. That's lovely to see. I want to just pull a couple of final cards, please, for people that are already in union. Because just because you're in union doesn't mean that maybe there aren't some difficulties and things that are coming up for healing. So let's just have a look at that finally. Let's just reshuffle the deck. So I'm keeping an eye on the time because I've literally got to be out the door in half an hour. It's funny, my daughter is trying to decide what she wants to do post, you know, the grades she didn't get. And apprenticeships is coming up as one option. All sorts of options are on the table. But I said to her the other day, and I don't think she's going to do it, but I'm off to the hairdressers. And what a great job actually for somebody to do. Those of you that are hairdressers out there, brilliant. You know, you can be your own boss for your whole life. everybody always is going to need their hair cut. You're working with people's crown chakras the whole time. It's interesting, you're hearing people's stories. Sure, you have to protect yourself a little bit at times. Sorry, those two just came up. Fall, or as we would say here in the UK, autumn, and the answer is yes. So that's again just confirming there are going to be some unions coming in November. Anyway, forgetting my hair for a moment, let's just think about people that are already in union. Let's have some guidance, please, Metatron, for them. Just some general guidance. People that are in union, how is it looking? Because we need to say a big thank you to those that have gone before us and who've managed to manifest it already. It's going to make it easier for the rest of us. Again, that card of offer has just flown out the pack. Right, so it is coming. But that wasn't what I was asking. I'm asking for people in union already. Some guidance for them, please, Metatron. They're a little bit weary, I'm hearing. If you think of them as the front runners, they're a bit weary. They're needing some support energetically. It's not easy to be the front runner. It's not easy to be the person that's sort of the first. Okay, one more time, and I'm going to take the top 3 cards off the deck. Oh, crikey, wish I sort of hadn't asked the question now. Just need to think about what I want to say here. The twin flame journey is a challenging one. I've always said that. And so when you come back into union, sometimes it isn't necessarily what you expect it to be. We've got the card of destruction. Now, please don't worry, okay? I'm going to explain why these cards are coming out. We've got destruction, grief, and we've got the card of admiration. And on the bottom of the pack, we've got the material world. What was I saying earlier about the fact that if the twin flame experiment, for want of a better word, is about helping to create a template here on Earth of a new way in which to love, a new vibration of love. And it's been energetic to start with, and then it comes down into the physical. As soon as it comes down into the physical, it's like the days of daydreaming about how perfect it's going to be, running through fields, picking lavender and, you know, staring into each other's eyes. Well, hopefully, yes, that can happen. But so too, remember, this is the year of 11. This is the year of duality, polarity. You're also going to get the material world crashing in as well, because it has to. It has to. Jobs still have to be done, okay? The unglamorous jobs, even if you're with your twin flame, you know? Picking up their dirty socks off the floor, you know? Doing the washing, putting out the rubbish, going off and doing your job, bringing home the money, coming home maybe tired. That energy still exists within a twin flame union. It can't not do, because it's part of being human. It's part of the physical world. And that, I feel, is just bringing up a few wobbles for some people, because it's the grief is like, but it's not how I expected it to be. I thought it was all going to be rainbows and unicorns and sunshine. Well, yes, it will be, and it can be. But first you have to get past the illusions of what you have set it up to be. It's a bit like when you put people on a pedestal. If you put people on a pedestal, they are going to fall off it. It's as simple as that. So this is actually about the destruction of all of those old, almost like fairy tale things that you've been saying to yourself for months, weeks, years, in terms of what it's going to be like when they're back with me. When they're back with you, it's going to be good. It can't not be good, because there is this beautiful bond of, I actually want to call it unconditional love, because the twin flame journey is one of unconditional love. It can't not be good, but for it to become as good as it can be, you have to let go of the fairy tale, okay? And that's what these cards are about. The card of admired, let's just pull one more that goes with that card of being admired, because that's rather beautiful, okay? I'm hearing admiring the beauty of what has been created by the two of you. Sorry, there's about 5 that fell out there. I'm not taking all of those. What goes with the energy of being admired? Remember, this is for twin flames who are already in union now. What goes with the energy of being admired? Not quite sure how to read those. I'll just show you what they are. We've got admired, solitude, and soulmate. Soulmate we can read as literally what it means, a mate for your soul. Solitude, admired. Both of these images here are very much of somebody on their own. And I think actually, funnily enough, well, not really funny, but a lot of twin flames have got used to their own company because they felt alone for a very long time when they were apart. And so therefore, if you suddenly are back in union, and by nature of the twin flame union, it's going to be pretty intense. You're going to need to create boundaries around yourself for your own time, your own space within that union. Remember what I was saying at the start about an 11 year, and it's about being two people who are the icing on the cake for each other. But these two people by nature also need their own space. They're not supposed to just sort of be so sort of like entwined and, you know, joined at the hip that you can't separate them. I don't believe that that's what twin flame is about. I think these two people are two powerful beings who come together to, I'm hearing, change the world, you know, certainly change their own world, but bring in something new. And by nature, if this person is just as powerful as this person, then they need their own space sometimes. They're going to need some time to just integrate, even when they are back in union with each other, okay? So there's nothing wrong with these cards. And then this card here, we've got the man down on bended knee, proposal. So I'm hearing proposal for some people. So some of you, that's just a specific message for a few people at the end. But I'm hearing those of you that have come back into union quite recently, it may well be that there is a proposal on the horizon at some point. Wedding bells. So do let me know and I'll get my hat. Our last card that came flying out of the deck is the twin flame card. So that's just confirming, yeah, it's the energy that we're dealing with. Twin flame. Okay, I'm going to have to leave it there for now. I send you lots of love and strength and support on your journeys. Lots of love to everybody. Bye-bye for now.